Today, we could sing the powerful Nama, Yogiram Surat Kumar, once again together. By the grace of Bhagavan, we shall now see His glory, the glory of His name, the glory of His grace, Kripa. Let's go through a few instances where we can experience the experiences of the devotees and enjoy the flow of grace, how it works in different ways, in different circumstances. Just remembering Bhagavan, remembering Bhagavan's name, remembering Bhagavan's Leelas is tapas. I have often felt that the grace works in 3 different ways. I have talked about it before. Sometimes God says yes. He gives you immediately what you want. And sometimes He says no and gives you something better than what you asked for. Sometimes He simply makes you wait. He would neither say yes nor know, but simply makes you wait. This is our testing period. Very difficult, but we have to endure. And then in the end, he gives us the best. It's neither good nor better, but the best, for which we have to wait. Now we shall see how the grace happens in certain circumstances. Sri Vinayakam of Tirunelveli was working in a government office. The time came for him to get a transfer. He wanted a transfer to Chennai, but the transfer came for Shankaran Kovil. The place is Shankaran Kovil. He did not want to go. He did not like the place. He did not want to go. He was chanting Bhagavan's name and praying, but despite his prayers, despite his chanting the name, he got only Shankaran Kovil. He was very upset about it. Any case, he had no choice, he had no other go except go and join, which he did. But then, after he went and joined, he began to experience a flow of a shower of grace in so many ways. People were very nice, the circumstances were all very conducive. He could put in his best, and everything worked out so well. In fact, he began to think that it has never been like the Shankaran Kovil before, wherever he worked. And then he understood that his prayers, his chanting the name, did not go waste. Bhagavan had given him the best. It was definitely better than his previous experiences. In fact, after that, he did get a transfer to Chennai, but then, when he was working in Chennai, he could not help feeling that Shankaran Kovil was the best of the lot. Just see, how do we know what is good for us? How do we know what is grace? Bhagavan is Sarvajna. He is all-knowing. Bhagavan used to say that the Guru, the divine Guru, is like a Kalpataru with a difference. When you stand under the Kalpataru and think of anything, it would happen immediately. You want a sumptuous food? Okay, it's there instantly before you. You want a comfortable bed? The very next instant it is there. But if you should think, what if a thief should come, a murderer should come, a tiger should come and pounce on you? That too will happen instantly. Things would happen under a Kalpataru. What is Kalpataru? It's a wish-fulfilling tree, a divine tree. So under the Kalpataru, whatever you ask for, whatever you think will happen. But the divine Guru, who is the Kalpataru, what he thinks, what he wants for you alone will happen. That's the difference. This Sri Vinayakam of Tirunelveli understood very well by his experience. Sri Narayana Murthy from Trichy. He was very attached to Samayapuram Mariamma. Near Trichy, there is a place called Samayapuram. And the deity is a divine mother by name Mariamma. He was very attached to her, was worshipping her, and he was also coming to Bhagwan. He was chanting his name. He was having darshan of Bhagwan also. His daughter's marriage got fixed. He was so attached to Samayapuram Divine Mother that he used to take Padayatra. He would walk all the way from Trichy to Samayapuram. When his daughter's marriage got fixed, he took a considerable sum of money and also a demand draft. He wanted to do some shopping in Chennai for the wedding. So on the way, he stopped at Melamaruttur. Melamaruttur's deity is Divine Mother. So he entered the temple, did his worship, and then he came to Tiruvannamalai because he wanted to do the shopping for the wedding after the darshan of the Divine Mother, and then Arunachaleshwara. He went to Arunachaleshwara's temple, had his darshan, came straight to Bhagwan, and sat before him. Bhagwan received him well, and when he sat before Bhagwan, Bhagwan said, "Oh, you visited my mother and my father, and after that you have come here. This beggar is very happy about it. But this beggar would like you to go and visit the Divine Mother once again. Will you do it?" Now, the devotee got confused. Why is it I've just had darshan of Melamaruttur Mother, Divine Mother, the temple, and then I have been to the shrine of Arunachaleshwara, but now he wants me to go. He is very happy about my visiting those two places before I came here, but he wants me to visit the Divine Mother again. He got very confused. He did not know why he was saying it, but he had no other go. He said, "Yes, Swami, I will go to Melamaruttur again, and then go to Chennai to do the wedding shopping." And then he came out. It's only when he opened his bag to buy a ticket on the bus for Melamaruttur, he found that his purse was missing, which contained all the valuables, which contained the demand draft and a lot of money. The whole thing was missing. Then, of course, he was very, very upset. He did not know where he lost it because he visited Melamaruttur, he went to Arunachaleshwara Mandir, and then he came to Bhagwan's place. Now he was in a dilemma. He was so upset, he thought he would cancel everything and go back home. But then suddenly, the instruction from Bhagwan, which seemed very strange, which upset him, confused him again. It came to his mind, now this beggar would like you to visit the Divine Mother again. So in order to obey him, he went to Melamaruttur. There, when he was standing there in the shrine, an old man came and he held the bag that the devotee had lost. As soon as the devotee saw the bag in the hand of the old man, he was surprised, very happy. He was overwhelmed. And then the old man with the bag said, "Is this yours? You have dropped it here. I found it, but I did not know who it was. And then when I looked inside, I found your address. So I was going to send it to you anyway. But now that you have come here yourself, please take this." So naturally, this Narayan Murthy was very, very overwhelmed. He was overwhelmed. And he took the bag from him. And he wanted to check up if everything was there. So immediately, see, his attention was drawn to things inside. He forgot the man who gave it to him just for a moment. He put his hand inside and looked for everything was intact. Nothing was missing. Once again, overcome by a deep emotion, he looked up, but the man had disappeared. The old man who gave it to him had disappeared, and there, in that place, strangely, he found a hand fan. The kind of fan that Yogi Ram Suratkumar held in his hand. And he knew instantly who it was and why Bhagavan asked him to go see the Divine Mother again. See how the grace has helped. Now we will shift our eyes to another scene. Bama of Tuticorin. For 13 years, she had heard about Bhagavan. She was chanting his name, was praying to him, but she had not met him personally. And now, one of her sons was doing some business with a partner. The partner cheated him. With the result, there was so much of debt that he had to pay, and the whole business was gone, collapsed. And with a huge debt to face, he did not know what to do. He was so upset, he wanted to commit suicide. In fact, he was planning to commit suicide. As soon as Bama came to know this, naturally, she cried out to Bhagavan. She chanted his name fervently and was praying and praying and praying. Bhagavan, please change everything. Nothing should happen to my son. Please save him. Please help. She was crying, crying, and she cried herself to sleep. And there she had a dream. And in the dream, she found Bhagavan seated in one place, and there were devotees all around. And again in the dream, she burst out crying, saying, Bhagavan, please see in what condition my son is. Anything could happen to him any time. Please save him, and please change all this. Then Bhagavan quietly took out a plain paper and gave it to her. A plain white paper, and gave it to her. And then she did not know why he gave her. She took it in her hand and she woke up. But then she was very happy that Bhagavan did come in her dream and blessed her. She knew that something was going to happen. Something nice would happen, that there would be a change of circumstances now. And then the only person she can refer to in those days was Rajakumari Murugesan, who lived nearby. She ran to her place and said excitedly, look, I had a dream. Swami came in the dream and he gave me a white paper. I don't know why. And then she described the circumstances. Then immediately it struck Rajakumari. She took a white paper and wrote something there recommending Bama's son for a job in their office in Chennai. Just see how the grace expresses itself in terms of action. Bama was so happy. Her son took the letter from Rajakumari, and when they went there, he got the job. So things improved tremendously for them. Everything happened just as she wanted. Now we would again go on to the next scene. Sri Tirumurti of Tiruchi. He was a great devotee of Sri Gyanananda Giri of Tapovanam. He used to visit him when he was still in the body. But after his Mahasamadhi, Trimurti began to come to Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar Bhagwan. When his wife was pregnant, he took his wife to see Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar Bhagwan. They wanted his blessings. Then Yogiji said, why? This unborn child is already blessed by a Mahatma, Shri Gyanananda. They didn't understand, they've forgotten, because when he took her to see Shri Gyanananda, who was still in body at that time, Shri Gyanananda blessed both of them. It was the time she had just conceived. Now Trimurti remembered that. Oh yes, when we visited Shri Gyanananda Swami, he blessed us. At that time she had conceived, she had already conceived. So Swami was referring to that. They were very happy, and then the child was born. When it was 3 years, they took the child for Bhagwan's darshan and blessings. The 3 of them came. And Bhagwan received them well and took the child, made him sit by his side. And then he took one banana, he peeled it and gave it to the child. He fed the child with banana. The child ate it happily. And then he took the second one, again peeled it and gave it to him. The child ate that also. Then he took the third one. He peeled it and he was about to give. Trimurti's wife was full of tension now. She wanted to stop it because she knew that her child was allergic to this banana, and whenever they gave, it became a problem to them. The child suffered. So she wanted to stop it. And if this was the third banana, then Shri Trimurtiji, he knew better. He had moved to Shri Gyanananda Swami. He knew the ways of Mahatmas. Immediately he contained her, saying, he knows what he is doing. Don't say anything. Let him do it. Let him do what he likes with the child. So she kept quiet. And after that, of course, he blessed the child, he blessed the couple, and they went back. But to their great delight, after they went back, they found that he was no more allergic to bananas. He could eat it freely, enjoy eating it freely. So this is, once again, a grace, a flow of grace, helped in a different way. There are ever so many incidents where we come across the expressions, the different expressions of grace, blessings of Bhagavan, working suitably according to the occasions. Now this Bhagavan is here right in front of us. We see all this grace points to his boundless compassion, abundant grace. So let's appeal our prarthanas, our prayers to his boundless mercy. Bhagavan, there is nothing that you do not know. There is nothing that you cannot do. You are Sarvajna, Sarvavyapi, Sarvashaktiman. We seek your immediate divine intervention to free the entire world from the clutches of this terrible virus and bring back normalcy in every aspect of life, everywhere. And Bhagavan, please enter those vaccines found by varied groups so that they can work instantly and kill this virus once for all.